Alright people, it's about 4:30 a.m. I'm way on the lowest portion of Fort Loudoun Reservoir, set up about 61 feet off a point. There's 80 feet, just a little bit that way. I kind of rode up and down this thing. I marked two huge fish initially in 70 foot, never could find them again. And then I just see sporadic stuff going up and down here, mostly small fish. Not even a lot of bait fish in the area. It's just there's a huge backwater creek that way. I'm sitting on the main channel this way. I mean, just kind of like a little intersection zone, I guess, you know. Anything coming around the bend. Looks like a good spot for a big fish to be set up. If this was later in the year, I can bet they would be here. This time of year, during spawn, I'm just hoping something's come off the nest that's got some size to it, that's going to hit my baits, because I'm tired of catching small fish. I initially got on the water about 2 a.m. and the reason it was so late was because of all the 4th of July boats. And I'll be honest with you, at 2 a.m. I was still getting big waves and had a lot of boats still coming in. Now there's still boats out here. Most of the big boats are all tied up together, sleeping. There's still a couple catfishermen out here somewhere, but it's pretty quiet right now, so I'm taking advantage of this time. It's nice and cool. It's been unbearably hot. And I'm going to give it here till, I don't know, right into daybreak. Maybe an hour or two into the morning. First sign of a big boat, I'm getting out of here. There is a full moon this weekend. It's kind of behind the clouds right now. Got a light breeze out. I like this time of morning here. Now I ain't no morning person. It's awful hard for me to do this. But after so many small fish videos in a row and getting bounced around by all these big boats trying to fish the heat of the day, this is a nice change. Surely something will be coming along here. I don't have a ton of bait. Mostly frozen skipjack. I caught one fresh skipjack. Oh, lordy, oh, lordy, oh, lordy. Oh, lordy. He hit that hard, man. Oh, he come off. How'd he come off, man? Dang. Did you see that? Just didn't have a good hook set, man. Depends on how they bite down, man. They get it just right in that tooth patch. That can happen. It's very rare you see fish get missed. It's still early. Oh well. Well, I haven't had anything since that one big bite. It's been about 30 minutes. Getting close to morning now. It's what is it? It's 5:30. Seems like a slow bite. I figured it would be full moon spawn. So I might as well put another bait on. The sun is starting to come up. I can see it just over to my right. I should have brought my skipjack rods, because there's an incredible amount of threadfin shad that have accumulated around my boat. And I know right when we get around daybreak, them skipjack's going to start eating them. That's deep, man. Woo, that's deep. We just lay her down over here with the clicker on. Something grabs it, it does. It's officially morning. 6:05 a.m. and I still ain't caught jack squat. I'm in a good spot. Here comes the fish starting to break on them thread fins. I just want one big catfish. It's 6:18 in the morning. Already seen the first wake boat. Now he come around the bend, and then he went that way. So first I'm gonna get the waves bouncing me this way, and then when he went this way, I'm gonna get these waves coming this way. Actually, they're all coming about the same time. So I'm gonna get hit from both directions. Just can't catch a break, man. Fish was going sideways instead of going out. I believe that was a big fish. Can't stand all this boat swing, but nothing I can do about it. Dang boats. Don't matter what time you get out here, man. Unless it's big gar I'm getting, and you can get some big gar. Well, there goes the skipjack. It's 7 a.m. 3 hours out here on a prime spot, just not at the prime time of year. It's not impossible. One or two could be here. I'll give it a little longer. It's still early.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I wasn't talking to you. If it ain't one thing, it's another. That's the first ocean cruiser, and it's 7:10 a.m. At least he was going easy. I didn't have to go swimming. They must have turned some water on at the dam, because I'm starting to get a little bit of flow now. I can tell you it makes a pretty big difference on the quality of fishing when they're running that water and not running it. Pretty sure that's current and not the wind doing that. So that's a good thing. It's 7:30. I still may luck up yet. That's what it is. Looked up my TVA lake info map, Fort Loudoun. They were generating between 1 and 4 a.m. Well, I got a bite pretty quick after being here, and they shut the water off. Things got real dead. They've had the water off for 3 hours, and they just turned it back on at 7 o'clock. They're going to run one gate from 7 till 9, and then from 9 to midnight they're going to run 2 or more. Now after 9, that's when we'll start talking about having a lot of boat traffic. I may fish till 10:30 this morning. Bottom line, I've been out here this long. I'm going to sit out here as long as it takes. Here comes the boats. They keep my boat spinning different directions. That's not even a real boat. That's some kind of stinking raft. Now that coming over there, that's a boat. That's going to give me some waves. He's running wide open too. There went my fresh piece of skipjack. That ain't how I wanted to see my fresh piece of skipjack go. I'm gonna put a chunk of white bass on that rod just to save my skipjack head. Yeah, we got some good ones coming. Let me get some weight off the back of my boat so it don't sink. Yeah, they're coming out full force. There's another one there. It's 8 a.m. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, we're hooked up, baby. Nope. Gosh dang it. That's got to be gar, man. That's got to be gar doing that. That's got to be big gar doing that. Got to be. There just ain't nothing there when you got to set the hook, man. Sounds like you got a 100-pounder on there. But when you're missing big fish after big fish, that's gar, which is typical of this time of year. Yeah, my bait's hooked right, man. That's gar. I seen what I thought was a lot of big gar on the fish finder when I first cruised through here. Great big long but thin looking things on the depth finder. I'm gonna have to have a talk with this guy in the raft, man. He's getting on my nerves. There's why that one ain't getting a bite. It ain't had a bite in a while. Come on, man. That might be a catfish there. That might be a catfish there. He ain't no big fish. I don't know, he might be a big fish. Fresh skipjack head, Ben. This might be a decent fish right here. He's coming up too easy, he ain't that big. He ain't pulling no drag, so he ain't that big. He just feels big compared to everything else I've gotten. Come on, man, come on, don't take my skipjack, kid. Don't take my skipjack, kid. Please give me my skipjack head back. I want that bait. I want that bait. Definitely a spawned out fish right there. Get the Gatorade bottle out of my net. I guess I'm gonna net him with the Gatorade bottle in it. Come on, honey. I got your butt. Just give me my bait back. That's all I want. My bait back. Yeah. Just give me my bait back. Definitely a fish come off the nest. You can see the sores on its head and on its fin. Ain't no giant, but it's bigger than what I've been getting. At least that's a sign that some fish are coming off spawn. Woo. That was the siren. They're turning it on another gate. That'll give me a little more water flow. Now, we're getting later into the day, which tends to be bad, but the more water flow tends to be good, so maybe I'll get something else out of here. Cat fisherman's breakfast. Come on. There we go. Skipjack head again. He ain't no big fish though. He ain't no big fish. Give me my skipjack head back. Look at them bubbles. gonna net this fish again because I want to keep my skipjack hit. It's the only one I got that's fresh. Get in here. Get in here. I got your butt. Yo. There's another spawned out fish. This one's got a weird looking mark on the top of his head. Got the same old dorsal fin type of chewed thing. Scratched up here and there. Another fish off the nest. Here comes another. And here comes another after that one. Isn't this fun? White bass finally hooked up. White bass finally hooked up. About time. About time. That white bass been soaking for a while. There's the bubbles. Another spawned out ugly fish. Another spawned out ugly fish. He's just now getting woke up. He's just now getting woke up. Look at that ugly thing, man. Look at that big old sore on his side. Bleeding up at the top. Man, these fish look all kind of ways when they come out of here, man. Come off that nest. Ugly old fish. The difference when a gar hits and when a catfish hits is the catfish will usually hook up, as long as you got that circle hook right. Once the catfish started coming around, I started hooking up. Fresh skipjack head. Fresh skipjack head. There went my skipjack head, man. That's the third fish caught on that skipjack head. That one done it in right there. This one here, it ain't all beat up looking. Probably never spawned. Fish is too young for sex. I think that's 5 landed now. Here comes a couple more Queen Marys. The fresh skipjack has surely outfished the white bass and the white bass and the frozen skipjack. Imagine that. All right, people, the spawn has been tough, but it looks like it's starting to let off a little bit. I ended up with 5 cats. 3 of them had definite signs of coming off the nest. One of those fish wasn't too bad of a fish. I knew when I seen Justin Johnson put out a bass fishing video, things were looking grim for a while. I stuck it out with the catfish. Put out a couple dink videos. And now we're starting to get into where things are getting a little better. Still too hot to fish, too many boats. It is what it is. The river's starting to come alive a little bit again. Hopefully it'll be a little smoother the rest of the summer than what it has been. These fish were caught deep. The guard got a hold of me early. The catfish showed up later in the morning. Woo, this is why I gotta get out of here. Woo! This is why I gotta get out of here. Anyhow, this is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one. Signing out.